Hello everyone, I'm Reena Augustine and welcome to Community Impact. Today I have the privilege of interviewing Prakruthi Mysore Gururaj, who is a well-known community ambassador in Queensland. To be precise, she is the multicultural ambassador. Thank you so much, Prakruthi, for coming here to the show.
Thank you, Reena. It's my privilege to be a part of Indoors TV tonight, and it is a great experience, I can say, especially be talking to you. And I love the concept of community impact. Yes, we all are here for the community, and we keep doing a whole lot for all of the people in the community.
Talking about community, Prakruthi, I have seen you out in the community since around 8 years now. From the time I have known you, you have done wonders. You have been an example to so many youngsters, and especially a person who is right sitting in front of you. I am one of your mentees. You have trained me, guided me. Today I'll be precisely talking about the new organization that you have formed, about your organization, especially the mental health. Can you please tell us what it is all about?
Of course. Well, to start with my community engagement, it has been a part of me for very long. I can say pretty much since my childhood. Community, people has always attracted me. I've been very passionate to be for people, listen to their story, because that has helped me to learn a whole lot, to grow in my life, to understand many things, that life is all about change. Change is the only constant thing. So I've also come across people saying that you might forget the things that you read in the book, but the experiences, what you get from life, it'll remain forever with you. That's where growing up always means. Coming to Australia opened up a new horizon where I could use all my experience that I'd gained and become a part of it. I've told many of them, coming to Australia was being home, away from home. It has connected me, the people. People were warm, beautiful. I never felt that I never belonged. There's a lot of belongingness, similarities about a lot about my home. And it was easy for me to get into the whole stream and start giving back to the community. And saying I'm here all about, the beauty is, India is a multicultural country itself with so many culture. So when I came to Australia, it had the similarities where we had people from different culture. So it was easy for me to connect and get to know them and to share my stories as well.
So connect within and beyond. That's your organization.
So with all this experience, what I thought was, it is the time to establish the connection and make people know how the connection really helps oneself. So I call this new venture, my dear organization, as Connect Within and Beyond.
That is an amazing name. You know, Prakruthi, talking about mental health, people shy away. Why do you think that is?
It is a known fact, Reena. It is a stigma. It's a social stigma. People to openly disclose that they have issues. Mm-hmm. Mental issues, especially. Physical, you go to a doctor, show it to GP, you get the prescription, write it down, and there isn't anyone talking about it. People do sympathize. Wherein it comes to mental health, people get a bit stuck, just worried that I will be tagged as having the problems with the mental ability.
And people make fun of that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So this is where holds back. And
So talking about Connect Within and Beyond, so what exactly is all about?
That's a good question. As I mentioned, with having the social stigma on the mental wellness, or when you're saying you have lacking with the mental status, Connect Within and Beyond was meant to have the people in the community to be heard.
Wow.
Basically what happens is, according to me, there are 3 stages. When we go to the extremes, when we have left things to pass on for very long, it has reached to the point of treatment. That's when you have to seek medical aid and get treated. The in-between step is when you start taking the counseling, because you've passed the first step, you've reached to a point where you cannot really handle by yourself or just having to talk to someone whom you know. So there you seek your professional help. The first stage is when you identify that there is something that I need to seek help for. I'm getting confused, I'm getting stuck. people normally look forward to have someone as a sounding board to just open up, and especially if they're trusting them, it's even more. And just to get the things out and say, hey, you know what, this is what I'm going through.
That is the reason they say that you need a friend to just hear you out. We do not need any advice. We do not need you to answer the question, but just be there.
That's right. So just to start with my experience, as I was mentioning, it's been there since my childhood. It was never even the age difference. I used to get even the older people coming to me, just sharing what they were going through. Probably I didn't understand half of the things what they were sharing. But what would make me happy is they were feeling they were being heard. So they would come, share, and as I said, things which I could understand, which I couldn't, but at least they felt they've let things out. And somebody has heard where nobody would be judging them about. So the main thing is about people getting judged. So half of the time people hold back. And one of the favorite quote of mine is, a problem shared is problem halved. So what happened is when you share your problem, half of your problem is solved. There have been instances that when people come to me, I've finished my consultation or even the talk with 3 OKs. They just come and they say, you know what, Prakruthi, I'm going through this is my problem. I say, okay. Even before I ask, they say, oh, yes, now I know. You know what? This is exactly what I was feeling. Probably it's because of this. I say, okay, that's it. I got my solution. They're good. Lovely. Thanks for being there for me. I say, okay. So it was just 3 OKs.
3 OKs. Finished. And the person has an answer for their own questions.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's all in the mind.
I would say pretty much most of the time, people know answer for their own questions. Mm-hmm. It's just that they want someone to interact with. So what happens with having someone to talk is there's an engagement, right? And when it comes to connect within and beyond, this is what I want to do. Basically, to connect people to themselves first. Once they're connected within, it's easy to connect beyond it.
That's correct. Wow. You've chosen the right name. How did it come to your mind to choose this name?
That's a wonderful question. In fact, I've been probably trying to connect within myself for many, many years. And I always felt, oh, you know what, I've been born for a purpose. There's something I have to do. You know, there's so many things happening. There's a mixed message. Where am I heading to what? But when you really do connect within yourself and start thinking through where your life leading and what is that I want to do, the actual path unfolds itself, in the sense your thought, even at your subconscious level, what you're making manifests itself. So things were just happening by itself. And I can say this 2020 has been a very lucky year for me, unfortunate to the world and everyone else. But me personally, it has been very fruitful, in the sense, being in the lockdown period, it gave me the time to really sit and think through what is this all calling is all about. And then I had this chance to win the beauty pageant, which said Quarantine Queen FB 2020. And then I had an opportunity to be one day radio jockey for a home radio.
Wow.
So when I was talking through the whole thing and telling people how you have to connect within, explore yourself, and then you have to go beyond. And I happened to talk to my friend Shrikant, and I was saying, you know what? I've got this idea. I've been planning to come up with something, to be doing something in my life. And then I just narrated him how things were unfolding, my life and the way the path has been shown and the way I'm heading. And he said, that's perfect. As I said, I did that to me. Shrikant was there to listen to me. And he said, you've got the answer for your question. Connect within and beyond.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest Prakruthi Mysore Guru Raj will be right back. Hello everyone and welcome back to Community Impact. My guest is Prakruthi Mysore Guru Raj, the multicultural ambassador. I would say welcome back, Prakruthi.
Thank you, Reena.
Prakruthi, with all the resources that are available out there, there are so many help, there are so many lines. What is it unique that you consider your organization will provide?
I totally agree, Reena. That's absolutely true. There are many resources available. The first point that we need to consider is when you have so many resources available, where do you going to start?
That's right.
Right? That's the first point. The second thing, when we have resources, obviously they're just a guide. It just tells you what you can do with someone else's life, circumstances, situation. Obviously, there will be a point to be considered, but whether it's going to fit your life? Now, the second thing, as I said, is this. The third one is, it's just one-sided. It's one dimension. It's free for me to interpret the way I would want to what I'm reading. With having a person alongside, there is a two-way conversation. So there's an engagement. And you can connect. It's not a materialistic thing. It's not a book. It is not a Google search. It's not some online material that you're doing, not a blog, but it's a person. That's what it makes the difference of going somewhere. Obviously, if you can find the help, why not? It's always there. But when you've reached a point that I'm not able to make sense out of all this available, as they say, analysis paralysis, when you have too many things available, you don't know where to start from, you have to come to a person where you seek that help to talk to.
So, Prakruthi, I would say that there are times that you can't even talk to your own family, right? And you're most embarrassed talking to your own best friend. You know, sometimes you will think that, oh, she's or he is going to judge me, because we have gone to that person with all our problems n number of times. So now when you're really in trouble, you're like, oh, she will take it lightly. So that's when Connect Within and Beyond plays a role and people can come to you?
Yes. And it's actually, your question is making me to think like, what really made me to get onto this, right? This is something that I would like to talk about. As I mentioned, this has been happening for many years since my childhood. People would come, just use me as a soundboard, or I'll just talk through with things. And then I said, well, I'm already doing these things. Why not I give a name, a platform for it? And people are confident enough to say, hey, you know what? She's done it in the past, she can do it now, and people can just come ahead and talk. And if you ask me what it's this, it could be coaching, mentoring, any of that, the title you or tag you gave into that, it's just a simple conversation.
That's right. And Prakruthi, I can see that you're so confident. So where does this confidence come from?
Well, I can say it's my own experience that has led through. I always keep telling people when they come, always give a try. Never regret saying, I didn't give a try. The worst thing, or probably the best thing that can happen, is you fail. When you fail, you learn out of it.
That's right.
If you didn't, you succeed. There you go. If you did succeed, again, there you go, double thumbs up, because you've learned something out of it. So we need to keep trying, experimenting. And when I say connect within and beyond, is to know what is your purpose of life. I've asked this question to many a time, to many people. What does success mean to you? If I would like to ask, what does success mean to you?
I think to accomplish something in life, which can make a difference in person's life.
Excellent. There have been people that have said, I want to do my master's. That's my success. There have been people that have said, you know what? I should be able to get onto stage and perform. So for me, making difference to people in the community, so is yours. So success means different to different people. That is when you need to go and find out what success means to me and start working towards it. That's when that's going to happen only when you connect with it.
That's
right?
correct.
So as I said, it's about the conversation. It's a simple conversation. When people come to me, they either they're concerned about something. It could be a problem, an issue, an impediment, anything or everything. It could be anything. So normally what I do is I just engage with them on a conversation, and then I ask them sensible questions like, okay, what is that? Try to find the root where, what is that it's bothering you?
And listen to them.
And listen to them.
That's what most important thing it
Absolutely.
is.
As I said earlier, half of the time people just know the answer for their own problem, but they need someone to interact and ask questions, because it's two-way. Okay, if you think so, why? What has made you to think that? Why are you thinking, this is a problem? All these experiences that I had built that confidence in me, and now today I've reached a point that I'm confident enough to say this connect within and beyond will surely create a platform for people to come and talk and get their, I wouldn't say problem resolved really, to get the answer for their own question by themselves. It's just that either they've lost the capacity or a trigger point to question themselves.
Or they're just lost.
It's just that dimension is just lost. They want someone to prop that. And actually, it doesn't take any speciality in this. However said and done, the speciality or the most required aspect is being non-judgmental and listening to people.
So Prakruthi, when I said everyone that I'm interviewing Prakruthi Mysore Guru Raj from Connect Within and Beyond, there were so many questions that came through to me, and it was all from the Indian community. They felt that it is very comfortable to talk to somebody from our own culture, somebody from our own country, because that person will understand us more because of the tradition culture. What has that got, anything you can say about that?
It's a very beautiful question, Reena. I really appreciate you asking that. So when you asked me previously in terms of the resources being available or what, I always say the reason I want people to connect within themselves and to talk for them, irrespective of what culture they come from, is each person have their own personality, right? And the culture that's they're attached to, their background, they're brought up, the situation, the circumstances. It's good to go read something, get inspired by someone's life story, but it's never one size fits all. Each of them have their own, you can call the amalgamation of the situation. There are a lot of permutation and combination for a person to reach there. So, as you rightly said, obviously I think the Indian community people would feel much more comfortable because we all are in the land of migrants.
Yeah.
We all have migrated. We can commonly share a problem. We've come from some other country. I'm getting to adopt myself, and I'm feeling lost. What would I do?
Yeah.
And then the beauty of this whole sequence of my life has been to share my own story.
That's right. And majority of the people who asked me questions are international students because they are lost in everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Prakruthi Mysore Guru Raj. Prakruthi, can you please give us confident words for our young viewers who want to know your secret for your energy and enthusiasm as we end this?
Absolutely. Because it was just a couple of weeks back, I had an opportunity to be a key speaker in Griffith University's multicultural night for international students. And there was one particular thing I told them, and I did get a good response, is never say no for an opportunity. When we say opportunity, and for an international students being here, is being part of the community. Volunteer. There are 101 organizations looking for people to come forward and help them. Only when you connect with the people and the community, you get to know what it's all about being there.
Fantastic.
Be generous enough to selflessly volunteer, and when any opportunity comes, don't think how you're going to do it. Just say yes. And as I was saying earlier, either you're going to fail, which you're going to learn, or you'll be successful, which is again a good thing, and you start sharing your experience with 10 other people. So it's like a ripple effect.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you in the show. You're watching Community Impact, and my guest is Prakruthi Mysore Gururaj. Thank you so much, Prakruthi, for coming to our show.
Thank you so much, Reena. It was my privilege to be here, and I would at the end like to say that please do connect within, which will help you to connect beyond.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back next week.